All right, let's dive into a really common question in sustainability reporting. You've figured out your most important impacts, but how do you actually report on them in a way that's credible? We're going to break down how to use the GRI Topic Standards to get it done right. So you've done the hard work. You've talked to your stakeholders, you've analyzed everything, and you've got your final list of material topics. That's a huge step, but this is honestly where a lot of people get stuck. It's like, okay, now what? How do you turn this list into reporting that people can actually trust? Well, in this explainer, we are going to map out that exact journey for you. First, we'll cover the main road, the standard path for most topics. But then, and this is the important part, we're going to talk about the detour you have to take when a specific standard doesn't exist yet. We'll show you how to navigate that and how, in the end, both paths lead to the same place, full transparency. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. You have your material topics. The goal now is to use the GRI framework to talk about your impacts and, just as importantly, explain what you're doing about them. This is where the different types of standards really come into play. The best way to think about the GRI standards is like a system of interconnected Lego blocks. The universal standards are your foundation. Everybody uses those. Then you've got the sector standards, which give you industry-specific context. And finally, you have the topic standards, which have all the nitty-gritty details for each material topic. Put them all together, and you build a really solid, complete picture of your impacts. For most of your material topics, you'll be happy to know there's a pretty well-paved road to follow. GRI has probably already created a standard that covers it. So, let's walk through this standard reporting path first. The process here is actually pretty simple. Once you've locked in your material topic, your first stop, and this is key, is always the GRI sector standard for your industry. That standard is basically your guide. It points you to the right topic standard and tells you exactly which disclosures you need to report on. So let's see how this works in the real world. Say you're in the coal sector, and occupational health and safety is a material topic for you. Your first thought might be to just jump straight to the OHS topic standard, right? But nope, the correct process is to check GRI 12 for the coal sector first. It's the sector standard that confirms which parts of GRI 403 are most relevant, making sure your reporting is tailored to your industry's specific challenges. And if there's one thing to remember about the standard path, it's this. Always, always start with your sector standard. It's your main guide. This part is non-negotiable, really, because it's what ensures your report is consistent and comparable with others in your field, which is exactly what your stakeholders are looking for. But what happens when that well-paved road just ends? Sometimes you'll find a material topic that's so new or so unique that GRI hasn't developed a dedicated standard for it yet. And this is the detour we were talking about. And you know what? This happens more often than you might think. The world is changing so fast. New technologies, new social issues, new impacts are popping up all the time. Standard-setting bodies just can't always keep up, so it's pretty normal to find a gap. I mean, think about topics that are massively important today, like AI ethics or cybersecurity. These have huge impacts for so many companies, but if you go looking, you won't find a specific GRI topic standard for them, at least not yet. So what are you supposed to do? This is where the GRI framework really shows how flexible and smart it is. It doesn't just throw up its hands and say, sorry, can't help you. It actually gives you a clear process for navigating this detour, so you can report on these unique topics with the same rigor as any other. Okay, rule number 1, and it's an absolute must. For every single material topic on your list, no exceptions, you have to report on your management approach. And luckily, the GRI standards have a universal tool that's designed for this exact situation. And that tool is Disclosure 3.3. It's part of GRI 3. Just think of this as your go-to for explaining how you manage any material topic, whether there's a specific topic standard for it or not. It guarantees that at the very least, you're being transparent about how you're handling the issue. So, what does reporting on Disclosure 3.3 actually mean? Well, you need to lay out your policies on the topic, talk about the specific actions you're taking to manage the impacts, share any goals or targets you've set, and, this is crucial, explain how you track whether your actions are actually working. It's a full picture of your governance. So, using Disclosure 3.3 to describe your management approach, that's the mandatory part. But to give a truly complete picture, GRI recommends you go one step further. See, it's not enough to just say how you manage an issue. You also need to report on the actual impacts. Think of it this way. Disclosure 3.3 covers the how, your management process. To cover the what, the actual performance and data, GRI encourages you to look to other respected sources. So for cybersecurity, you might pull in disclosures from the NIST cybersecurity framework. Using established frameworks like that adds a ton of substance and credibility to your report. So you see, whether you took the main road using a clear GRI topic standard, or you had to navigate the detour for a more unique topic, both of these paths are designed to get you to the exact same destination: full transparency. This slide sums it up perfectly. Got a topic standard? Then you're required to report its specific disclosures. Don't have one? Then you're required to report your management approach using Disclosure 3.3. And in both scenarios, it's recommended you add more context, either with extra sector disclosures or by referencing those other authoritative sources. And that's really the bottom line here. The GRI framework gives you a solid process for any material topic you identify. By following this structure, you're making sure that your final report is credible, transparent, and built on a systematic approach, no matter what the topic is. And that, right there, is the key idea to take away. Real transparency isn't about waiting around for a perfect standard to exist for every single issue. It's about showing the world that you have a rigorous process to identify, manage, and report on your most significant impacts, whatever they happen to be.